Hey, what is up, everybody? So I had the opportunity to go out and buy the iPhone 8 today, and I stayed up very late. It's like almost 12 a.m. right now, but I'm gonna chop up. Dude, we gotta grind and we gotta make this video. So I went there and I bought the iPhone 8, and I actually unboxed it yesterday. So if you missed that video, definitely go check that out. But I just kind of wanted to make a full review of the iPhone 8 and basically what I think of it, my thoughts, and basically everything about that. Now, I've only pretty much had it for one day, but even just this one day of having it, like I've already noticed so many different things between this iPhone and the past iPhone. And starting off with the body, pretty much, for the most part, it's pretty much the same as the iPhone 7s, but the main difference is the glass that's on the back. And this glass is there for wireless charging. Now, first time of holding it, like I noticed how super premium it feels. And this back is pretty much for wireless charging. And I actually like it a lot. And the cool thing about this is that even though it has a glass back and the dimensions are a little bit different, the iPhone 7 cases will still fit on the iPhone 8. And one thing to note is that on the back of the space gray iPhone, which is the one I have here, the back of it is literally a fingerprint magnet. So if that kind of bothers you, I would recommend getting a case of some sort. Like I said, you can get an iPhone 7 case and throw that on there and it'll be perfectly fine. Now, booting up the front screen, the resolution and PPI and all that is the same exact thing as the iPhone 7, and actually it's going back even further, it's the same as the iPhone 6's. But the screen is noticeably brighter. From the iPhone 6 to the iPhone 8, there's a huge difference, but from the iPhone 7, from what I can remember, there's really not too much of a difference. I mean, but at the end of it, it's such a good looking panel, even though it's a little bit higher than 720p. Apple really knows how to make the screen on these phones look really good. Now, once you're actually booted up within the phone, you're presented with iOS 11. It runs fairly decent on it, but it's not perfect by any means. You're probably going to run into a glitch or two, but Apple really cleaned it out on the iPhone 8 specifically, so it runs fairly decent. So like I said, it's the first public build. There's going to be issues. If you have any issues, please feel free to post them on Twitter, Reddit, Snapchat, YouTube, whatever your thing is. Just tell everybody what the problem is and everything. That way Apple can go ahead and fix that problem. Now, switching to one of my favorite categories, the speed and performance of this phone. Now, even just the short time that we've had the phone, I would say the performance is actually very good, and it's supposed to be very good. This phone does seem a little bit more snappier than the previous iPhone. I don't really think it's mind-blowing though. I don't think it's like, oh my god, like get this phone because the speed and performance is 300 times better than the iPhone 7. I don't think it's that level, but it's still very, very fast. It has Apple's new A11 chip. It also has a hexa-core processor, and it also has 2 gigs of RAM. The iPhone 6s had 2 gigs of RAM, but it didn't have a hexa-core processor. So the spec bump is definitely noticeable. I never really ran into problems speed-wise, but one thing I did notice, and this was kind of weird, was when I was multitasking with kind of a few heavy games in the background. Luckily, none of them force closed, but for some reason, Real Racing 3 had some frame skip, and I wasn't really sure what that meant, but I kind of narrowed it down to a iOS 11 problem and not specifically an iPhone 8 problem, because with the specs, the game shouldn't be frame skipping that bad, because on iOS 10, my iPhone 6s Plus was able to run that game just fine. But as updates happen, the iPhone 8 is only going to get better and better. Now let's take a look at the back of this iPhone. The camera is technically the same megapixel count as the previous version and the previous version before that one, but the iPhone 8's camera and camera app is definitely better, not only for sheer picture quality, but the features as well. The photos, first of all, are amazing on this thing. Whatever photos you throw at it, whether they're outside or indoors, low light, and you throw the flash on, the camera will dominate anything you pretty much throw at it. But the new feature that Apple added is very simple to actually to even like get into. And I don't know if this is what they call it. I pretty much call it live filters. I don't really know what the name of it is. Maybe it is live filters, I don't know. And what they are is if you pretty much swipe up from the regular camera app. So say you're about to take a photo. If you just swipe up on the screen, you'll actually see a panel come up and you'll see some like little filters of photos that come up. My favorite one is dynamic, but there's also like tons of other ones you can use. And as you're trying to get the perfect shot, the camera will actually be able to like throw the filter on, but kind of like intelligently. So it's not just the whole photo, it's more like blends in with the photo. And I actually like that a lot. And I think that's an amazing feature that Apple added. The front camera is 7 megapixels, which is the same as the iPhone 7's. It's actually able to shoot 1080p videos at 30 frames per second. So a lot of features of the iPhone 8's camera have improved dramatically. And some of my favorite ones is on their rear facing camera. Apple added quad HD video at 60 frames per second, which is crazy. And you can even shoot 1080p videos at 30 frames per second, 60 frames per second, 120 frames per second, I believe, and 240 frames per second, which is insane. I don't know what I'm gonna do with 240 frames per second. I mean, I'll think of something crazy to do, but I will have separate videos talking about the camera specifically. I'll probably make a short film with it and see how it looks. I'll also be comparing it to other iPhones as well, including like the iPhone 6, the 7, the 6S, all those iPhones, even the 5S. I'll throw all of them in a thing and we'll just take a look at it, but that's all in a separate video, so stay tuned for that. But to sum it down, the camera is very awesome. Now, battery life is pretty solid as well. It's a 1821 milliamp-hour battery, which was pretty much the same thing as the iPhone 6's battery, but apparently the new chip is going to be better at battery management. Even though it's kind of a smaller battery, hopefully with this new chip it'll be better at like managing the battery and whatnot. And the greatest feature Apple added right now onto the phones and probably sliced bread was Qi wireless charging. I haven't bought a wireless charger yet, but I literally cannot wait to use this. My Nexus 4 had wireless charging, and even though I never used it, I just loved bragging about it to friends because none of their phones could do wireless charging at the time. But since this is the first day I got the phone, I'll be making another video a few days from now talking about my experience with the iPhone 8 like 48 hours later or whatever it is, 64 hours later, whatever the weird hour is. So stay tuned for that. I'll be explaining more of my details on how the phone runs and everything and how it held up throughout the couple days and battery and all that stuff. And everything else seems to be pretty much the same. Of course, there's miscellaneous features like animojis and stuff like that, but I don't think I'm ever going to use those. But just know they exist. I mean, they're cool features for some people. But all in all, I think it's definitely an amazing phone. Is it worth almost $800 though? I don't know, but this is the best iPhone you can get right now. But I'll be comparing the iPhone 8 to other iPhones as well, including the iPhone 7, the 6S, the 6, even the 5S, maybe even the 5, just to see how the iPhone's improved. So subscribe so you don't miss those videos. And guys, that's pretty much it. If you're new here though, add me on all the social networks you see on the screen. If you enjoyed this video, definitely hit that like button. If you guys want to see some other type of videos with the iPhone 8, it can be like speed tests, battery tests, comparing this to other phones, whatever, leave them in the comments section below. I will try my best to do those videos. I can't promise I'll do everybody's, but dude, I will see. But if you're extremely new here, hit that subscribe button. I cannot stress to you how important hitting that subscribe button is. My goal of the end of this year is to hit 20,000 subscribers. I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. It's looking like it is. But come join the movement. I drop videos every single day, so make sure you stick around so you don't miss any videos, dude, because I'm making these videos for you guys, and if you guys don't like them, then I'm gonna be kind of sad. But more importantly than anything else I've said in this video, I love all of you guys, and hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.